I'm a single mom of two. I've been making ugly Christmas sweaters for the last 6 years.
Ugly Christmas sweaters?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been selling them in local stores up until the pandemic, and then things just, kind of died down. So I've been selling them to family and friends and locally. So an ugly Christmas sweater contest was coming up, a party that we were all going to. Me and Catherine have been friends for about a year now, hanging out, going out to clubs, karaoke.
How did you two meet?
We met through like a Facebook meetup group.
Really?
Yeah.
That's out there?
That's
a great idea.
It's so cool. So you meet like new people and everybody gets together, and so we kind of just been like hangout buddies, I guess you'd call it, since we met.
All right. Are these examples of the sweaters you're talking about?
So these are other sweaters that I had sold in the past to some of the stores, the local stores. It started progressing where my sweaters started to become a little more phallic because people thought they were very fun. So I would be making sweaters, with boob ornaments and, gloves on the chest area and, handprints like on the back where the butt would be. And so they,
You found that those sold very well.
They sold very well.
Yeah.
I mean, they were just like flying, off the.
And how
racks
were
of the store.
you selling them online?
So I was selling them at 2 local stores that are
Originally.
Originally.
So even the raunchy ones were selling at stores? Okay.
Hardcore.
Yeah.
So, it was selling better, I guess, at the stores.
Sure.
Like, because. Not everybody wants a wild sweater like that. But, me and her hang out and party. And so for a whole
So whose
year,
idea was it for her to enter an ugly sweater contest and for you to make the sweater for her?
Well, she already knew that I made sweaters, but we both knew that there was going to be a contest. I, just a regular. I wanted her to win, so I went all out for her, and she gave
But did she say to you, "Will you make me a
Yes.
sweater?" And then did you tell her the price is going to be $300?
Yes.
All right, and then both of you are figuring she's going to win because the sweater that you made was pretty outlandish. Where was this party? The contest?
It was at our friend's house, Matt's house.
Okay. And so did she tell you what she wanted?
No, she didn't. She did say she wanted like candy canes on it. She said that, I could do whatever I wanted. She totally gave me complete creative control. She knew, that I make some pretty wild ones. So I wanted her to win, and I went over the top.
Did the subject of raunchiness come up?
Not really, but I mean, she's familiar with my work, so.
Okay. All right. So, and how is she familiar with your work?
Well, I mean, she's seen pictures. I've showed her pictures before.
Right.
She's seen pictures of my kids in them too. And
well, I presume the kids aren't wearing
like,
the raunchy ones, but maybe I'm making a lot of presumptions here. All right. So she just says go nuts.
Yes.
And right. So you go nuts, and then when do you show her the sweater?
Okay. So I had only like a couple of weeks, and so I purchase all these different decorations and ornaments, and they can get quite expensive at, certain stores and how elaborate it is. So I had about a couple weeks. Took me about 10 hours to make. So I worked on it a little bit, when I could over the course of a couple of weeks. The plan was that I was going to meet her at the party, and that she was going to bring $300 cash after I gave her the sweater. That never happened. We get to the party, we go into the bathroom, she puts it on, she said she loved it, and next thing you know we're hanging out. I didn't really press her for the money at the time. I figured she would give it to me at some point, and then, we were just drinking, and I could back up. You want me to tell you everything that happened?
Yeah.
So the contest happened, and of course she didn't win. It was some other girl in like a really cheap sweater, like just very generic. I mean, it was unbelievable. I could tell.
Because let's see the sweater you made for her. I need to see this now. Will you hold it up, please?
Let me make sure I have it situated the right way.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. I don't suppose I could get you to put it on, can I? Would you have an objection to that? That's fine. You're hesitating. Did you have an objection that day, or did you put it on that day?
Oh, I put it on that day, and I was a little bit uncomfortable, but I kind of didn't want to say it. I wanted to be enthusiastic and, definitely maintain that good attitude for the contest and all that, and have my shot at winning. It's horrible.
Well, it's an ugly sweater contest. What is this supposed to be? What is it supposed to be? A
Actually, you
penis?
can squeak it. Yeah.
It's
And you can squeak it too. So, yeah, there were a lot of guys touching her.
Yes, and that's
That
the thing
night.
that had me like just kind of like feeling a certain way is because it was all these strange bottom of the barrel just drunk guys just all coming up to me, just way so many of them, being like, oh this is so cool, oh wow I love your sweater. I'm just like,
Okay, but if some guy comes up to me and is going to touch me, he's going to get up off the floor and tell people he fell. So, like in other words, you don't need to let them touch you. You could stop them from touching you.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know that anything about that says touch me. I mean, it's raunchy for sure, but
yeah, that's what had me so uncomfortable. I was just like, whoa, like this is way too much. But
okay, but you were happy to wear it. You participated in the contest in it.
I was like,
And the
switched,
contest
like,
prize was
halfway.
$1,000, right?
What is it?
The contest prize was $1,000.
Yes.
All right. And who was voting? Who was making the decision on the sweaters?
It was just Matt, the owner of the house. Like
And he
everybody
picked-
paid like a $5 fee to get in. And,
Right.
yeah.
And then he ends up picking. Does anybody have a picture of the sweater that won?
No.
Oh, that would be
but
awesome.
Yeah.
You can take it off. You don't need to keep that on.
It was so generic.
Right.
I think he
So
just, yeah.
he was just trying to get her number?
Probably.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I think.
All right. So now when Ms. Andrea doesn't win, do you talk to her after that?
No, she was already like kind of pissed at that point that she didn't win the contest.
Right.
Next thing you know, I think I went to go get a drink or something. It wasn't even but like a couple of minutes. Next thing you know, I can't find her. Matt tells me that she stormed out and she's already gone. So at this point,
How many people were at this party?
Gosh, oh goodness, a lot.
100 or 20?
No, probably closer to 100. It was a lot. It was a lot. Big old house party.
Yeah,
Huge
okay,
house
go on.
party. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I
the
texted
next
her.
day you text her and you
Yes.
say, I need to get paid.
Yeah.
And what does she say to you?
Yeah, she's just like, no, I was mortified. She's like, I'm not paying for the sweater. That's not what I asked for. And I'm like, well,
What did you
didn't-
ask for, Ms. Andrea?
I wanted something wild, crazy, fun. Like I said candy canes, but I didn't mean candy cane penises. Like it was.
Oh, you should have been
it
more
was-
specific.
How would she know?
Okay, but you know that she specializes in raunchy. So did you tell her I don't want you to do raunchy?
I'd never seen anything this raunchy. I'd never seen anything so off the wall that it was.
So when you
something I'd
saw
be
it, did you
uncomfortable with.
reject it? Did you say, no, I'm not going to, no, this is not, I can't do this, no.
I was just kind of like, yeah, thank you.
You told her you loved it.
Yeah.
And you did love it. You loved it when you saw it.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, I love it. It was one of
You
those.
you just now don't love it because you didn't win the $1,000 and because guys were touching you all night, apparently.
Yes, it was the fact that the guys were touching me, all these weird guys making me uncomfortable, and then
You know, you can stop that though. You know that, right? Like,
yeah, it was kind of like, but it was one of those, like, I was kind of concerned for safety, but
how concerned for safety could you possibly have been? You could take the sweater off.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But so you were at a party, you were having a good time. Were you drinking too?
Yes,
Yeah. And then you don't win. And is it true you stormed off mad?
I did storm off mad
Because
I
I would expect you to win too.
yeah,
Right. Like if you had won, would you have paid her?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay. So then, please tell me what your defense is then, because she can't guarantee you're going to win. That depends on who Matt wants to meet, apparently. Whatever
Yeah.
Matt's criteria for the evening appears to be or whatever. So she can't guarantee you're going to win. You probably should have won. You probably think you should have won. You probably agree you should have won. And then you'd be rolling in dough and we wouldn't be here. But you can't possibly think that your obligation to pay her depends on whether you win.
Oh, because that's the thing, is when we were talking about, the sweater and, her making it and me buying it for the 300, she said, you're guaranteed to win this. You're going to win this contest. And that's the thing where I was just like, well, I'm pretty sure, because it's like,
Unless she's the judge of the contest, how on earth could she guarantee? Did you guarantee she'd win the
I
contest?
have psychic powers. No.
Right.
No.
So that doesn't sound believable to
No.
me. I just think you're angry because you didn't win. And you're wondering when you're going to wear that again.
Yes.
Although, frankly, depending on, I wouldn't wear that. Well, that's not true. My kids aren't kids anymore. I might wear that in front of my. No, I wouldn't wear. But
And it makes noises.
Is it? Huh?
And it makes noises.
And it makes noises. No, yeah, that was the clincher, not Santa upside down on my crotch. That wasn't the clincher. All right. Yeah, you got to pay her, Andrea, because a contract is a contract, and it doesn't change because you don't like you change your mind about the wisdom of the contract. You know, you can't possibly have thought that the only way you'd pay her is if you won, just because she says, oh, it's going to be great, you're going to win. Even if she did say you're going to win, you know she can't control whether you win. You're not naive. You're not a child. And, you know, the idea that, oh, men were touching me and that's her fault. No, men are touching and that's the men's fault. Let's start with that. And then it's your fault for not stopping it because you really, you don't have to stand there and be touched, you know. So, but it's predominantly the man's fault. And, you know, all you got to do is stop the behavior. Bad behavior goes on when it's unstopped. And what we all have to realize is, nip it in the bud, right? And it has nothing to do with the sweater. And you know she makes raunchy sweaters. And if you tell her you've got all creative control, you're not telling her, hey, make it a rated G sweater, because I know what you normally do. So no, you need to pay her $300, verdict for the plaintiff.
Wow, this is probably the craziest looking sweater I've seen in my entire life. And would I pay $300 for it? Hell no. I wouldn't, but hey, it's not my call. And the job has been done. The girl specifically requested a sweater that would win a contest. And just by looking at that sweater, I assume it should have won. For whatever reason, it did not. But the job has been done. The girl was not specific enough what she wants on her sweater. And the designer went all in and designed the most outrageous sweater you can think of. The job has been done. She needs to be compensated. What do you guys think? Did you like the sweater? Would you wear it? Leave me your comments below, and thank you so much for watching.